7 years ago when I wrote The Art of Dining in Memphis, I had no idea that it would be this. 4 books. Yikes. But it's very exciting. I'm just a little blown away. I mean, I am really happy, and I think the booksellers, y'all have been just incredible.
Well, we're excited about it. I mean, you say excited. We're very happy to be carrying this book. We have had no trouble selling any of these cookbooks since you started putting them out. Some people would come in and buy them, and then they would tell somebody else. Word of mouth just spread. What's great about this first book, The Art of Dining in Memphis, it's one of the first ones I got, is that it has all these recipes from places that no longer exist. So now you can sort of get a taste of the past as you make up these recipes. But after the first one, every book you brought in, it was so easy to sell. People had heard about the first one, and we could hand sell these so easily. So it's a real joy for us to carry them, and they're just not only great at Christmas time or gifts for people, but just an everyday good cookbook. Somebody's looking for something good, maybe to give a friend or to add to their cookbook collection.
This book is really unique. It's not just a cookbook. It's not just an art book. It's also a restaurant guide. So it is 3 books in one. And it has some of Memphis' best restaurants in here with signature recipes from chefs like Erland Jensen. And every page, as you can see, has colorful artwork. Chez Philippe, Equestria, McEwen's on Monroe. This also makes note of restaurants that are not even here anymore, such as the Knickerbocker, where I grew up eating every day. After The Art of Dining in Memphis, I went to New Orleans and ate wonderful food that I just had to write a book about New Orleans. I mean, there's not another city in America that has the kind of food that New Orleans has. And this, I get more and more into it. As you can see, there are more restaurants in here, famous ones that have been around for many, many years. Antoine's, Arnaud's, Brennan's, Commander's Palace. But then we've got the newer ones like Luke, Irene's Cuisine. K-Paul's has been around a while. My third book is Nashville, and I was actually going to Knoxville to visit my son. On the way home, I stopped. The restaurant that I stopped in happened to be at the Belmead Plantation, and the very talented Martha Stamps was the chef. And I had incredible food. And I'm thinking, if the food is that good here, there's no telling what else Nashville would have to offer. So I went back and found there were many very good restaurants. And Cabana was one. We have Jimmy Kelly's, The Loveless Cafe, Mac and Kate's. Let's see. Prime 108. Red Pony in Franklin. Roter's, famous around Vanderbilt for their hamburgers. There's just so many in Nashville. And the Bluebird Cafe on the back cover is a very famous place there. Then my last book, The Art of Dining in Memphis. Had to do this one again because my first book in 2005 is, many have closed over time, and there are many new restaurants. Memphis now has more, just much better restaurants than they ever have, and new chefs coming up just out of the woodwork. We have Acre as a brand new restaurant here, doing quite well. There's some of the restaurants here we did have before in the first book, like Erlen Jensen's and Chez Philippe. Whether you're traveling, new in the city, and you want to find out where to go eat, or if you just really enjoy good art, you can just look at it here. And then if you like to cook, that you get the recipes that are from these chefs. I think you'll enjoy the art of dining in any of these cities. Memphis, New Orleans, Nashville, and soon the art of dining on Amelia Island. Hotel. What are you going to cook for us today?
Today I'm going to prepare our most popular dish. It's a honey soy glazed sea bass with 83 potatoes and a grapefruit relish. And if you want to follow me into the kitchen, we can go ahead and get started.
Thank you.
So to get started, we're going to use sea bass. You can use any white fish that you have at home, any mild flavored fish. Anything that's a little bit buttery is going to work out very well for you. A stronger flavored fish is not going to work out so well, only because it's going to contrast with the honey soy flavor. Throw a little marinade on here. Now when I cook this, you're going to think I burnt the fish. But I really didn't, because I want the caramelization is going to come with this. So my pan is now smoking hot, exactly what we're looking for. We're going to use an olive blend, 50-50 on canola. It'll work out better when we're actually cooking, because the soy is going to have salt in it already. So I'm going to let it go on both sides. I'm going to pop this in the oven for just about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how thick your fish is. I like to serve my fish medium to medium well, so 3 to 4 minutes is going to be right where I need to go.
What temperature is your oven?
My ovens are always set at 500 degrees. So I have another preheating skillet, and now we're going to start with the same olive oil. We're going to go in with about a handful of fennel. As you can see, we've started to pick up some color here. So to this, I'm going to go ahead and add my endive and meat mixture. We're also going to hit it with a little bit of our honey soy so that everything kind of has the same flavors going on. For this, we're going to use day-old potatoes. I'm going to give them a slight smash so I have an easier way of cooking them. I'm going to start my pan with olive oil. All I really want from this is to get a little bit of a crust on one side. I'm going to flip it, get a little bit of crust on the other side, and I'm going to pop this in the oven too for just a couple of minutes just to warm up the center. Twice cooking something, you're going to get a really creamy potato inside either way. Okay. So for my relish, I have some segmented grapefruit. I'll take 5 or 6 pieces. It a couple times, just so you can get a bite with every piece. When you put together a dish at home, you should always, when you're trying to do your portion, make sure that you have enough to get one bite of each piece of the food on every forkful. Otherwise, the flavors don't really go together. A well put together dish should be enough potatoes and enough fish and enough relish and enough vegetable to have some with everything. Otherwise, why have it all on the same plate? Now you're talking about Thanksgiving with a bunch of different things on your plates. So we're gonna take this. We're gonna take some fresh chives that we've chopped up. You can use green onion if you wanted to. I like chives. We're gonna take a little bit more of the honey soy. We're gonna take a pinch of salt, a pinch of white pepper. Just gonna kind of let that sit and chill out for a moment. So, if my internal clock is right, our fish should be ready. We hold out and allow. We have our fish, we have our vegetable. We're gonna give our potatoes just another couple minutes, and then we're gonna be done with that. Our potatoes are coming out. They got a good crust. They're good and creamy inside. Ready to ready to go. I'm gonna sprinkle those with a little bit of chives too, just to bring out the color and everything kind of, work well together. I'm going to push this down just a little bit more so that I have a good bed to put everything else on. So to the side, I'm going to take our vegetable.
You know, I may just attempt to make that at home.
It's pretty easy. Now, obviously, we can't see it up here at the restaurant when we make it, but it doesn't really need to. A good dish is a good dish no matter where you make it. We're going to take that. Take our sea bass. You're right on top. I always give it a little push so I make sure when I shake it, I'm going to be able to carry it to the table. Otherwise, what's the point in making it look pretty in the first place? So we're going to take our relish. Right up on top. You're going to hope that a little bit of it falls to the side. That's actually going to be the garnish for the plate. Wipe off any little mess that we did. And then I like to use this. You could always just use a little bit more of the honey soy that we started with. A little bit right over the top of the fish. Part of it's going to get soaked up by the potatoes, but it's going to give a really nice shine to the fish. And that's it.